future together through ISHRE.
Welcome to all. Welcome to all panelists. Nidhi ma'am, please proceed further.
Good morning, everyone. I hope everything is well at your hand. Today's session will be giving you insight about coils, its construction, leak testing, and the measurement. It will also include how about the benefits and challenges women are facing in the field of manufacturing. I would like to speak a few words about our speaker today, Ms. Sheetal Tarati. She's the second generation entrepreneur at Pushpa Industries, one of the leading manufacturing companies based in Mumbai. Under her leadership, the company manufactures finest quality condensers and coils. She has an experience of 14 years. She has been awarded as the most promising female entrepreneur for the year 2021 by Industrial Products Finder magazine, Shemaker 2020 and Shemaker Evangelist 2021 by Thinking Equal People Connect powered by Aditya Birla Group. Her success story has also been featured in Humans of Bombay, Young Story, Machine Maker, Economic Times, Tomorrow Makers, Janam Bhumi, India Mart, and Women in ISHRE's first ever e-magazine. Ms. Sheetal Tarati.
Thank you so much. Good morning, everyone, and happy Saturday. Thank you very much for making it for today's webinar. Um, I would like to introduce myself as a manufacturer of condensers and cooling coils, which is majorly used in HVAC&R industries, pharmaceuticals, and marine equipments, medical equipments, etc. Since this is the COVID situation, I have tried to keep my presentation very positive because there's already a lot of negativity involved, and we do not want further topics which will add to more negativity. So I will try to be very positive, and my approach will be encouraging women to join the manufacturing industry. That's my sole motto for today's webinar. Shall I start with the presentation?
Yes, we can start.
Coils and women in manufacturing. So the basic construction of the coils, I'll first introduce how the coils are manufactured in factories. We first punch the fins, then we punch the end plates. The tubes are cut and bent in a hairpin shape. Everything is assembled together. With the help of the U-bands, the circuit is prepared. And then we attach the distributor header, that's the inlet and the outlet pipe. The coils are further expanded to 1800 to 2000 psi so that there is a bonding between aluminum and copper for heat transfer. And finally, the last stage is testing of the coil. The coil is flushed. If it's hydro expanded, the water needs to be flushed out of the coils. And the coil is tested under nitrogen at 350 psi. Anti-corrosion coats are also applied over the coils to increase the durability and the life of the coil. Moving on to the very common heat transfer equipment, which is the condenser. It is the second most important device in an air conditioner after compressor. It basically plays a role of a heat rejector. It's a heat exchanger which cools down. The name itself says that it condenses the hot vapor, refrigerant vapor coming from the compressor into liquid state. It is located at the outdoor unit and it regulates the refrigerant temperature and helps to remove the heat out of the device. Now the evaporator. Evaporator plays the completely opposite role of a condenser. It is a heat absorber. There is a rapid change of liquid state to vapor state in evaporator coil. The refrigerant inside evaporates the refrigerant, and through the expansion valve, it enters the evaporator coils. It decreases the pressure and the refrigerant turns into from liquid to vapor. Sorry. The amount of refrigerant used, the working of the compressor, and the dust involved in a condenser or evaporator, it affects the running of the machine. Now, moving on to the construction of a condenser coil. A typical condenser coil is inner grooved pipe. The OD of the pipes are 5/8, half, 3/8, 8 mm, and 7 mm. Usually, the fins per inch is 12 to 17 fins per inch. And majorly, these coils are compact in size, so you will find them ranging from 1 row to 4 rows. Moving on to construction of the evaporator coil. Evaporator coil is also inner grooved in pipe. Inner grooved means there is a grooving inside the pipe, which helps in better heat transfer. The pipe OD used in evaporator coils is half, 3/8, 7 mm, and 5 mm. And the fins per inch is lesser than the condenser, so it ranges from 3 FPI to 15 FPI, and majorly these coils are found in 4 rows to 8 rows. Now, talking about the fin material that can be used in constructing a coil. So the most common and the economical one is the aluminium, which is usually seen in split air conditioners and window air conditioners, even packaged ductable units. The chilled water coils, DX type coils, use aluminium fins in majority. Copper fins. Copper fins is 4 times higher at the price of aluminium, so it is used in marine related jobs. Stainless steel fins. Now, stainless steel fins are used where where food processing units, and where there is high level of corrosion. Now, coming on to the tubes. Copper tubes are easily available, and it's commonly used in HVAC and refrigeration both. Stainless steels and cupronickel. Cupronickel is 70/30 and 90/10. 70 is copper, 30 is nickel. So 90/10, same way. Coming on to a very interesting part of this presentation. It's how do you leak test a coil on site? Looking at this picture, this is the major mistake that everybody makes while repairing a coil on site. What they do is they just tear off the fins and they start brazing it where the leak is. This is not what we recommend, and this is a completely wrong way to do. What you should do when a tube is leaking in a coil. First thing, you have to check which pipe is leaking. Add nitrogen and dip it in a water tank or check it with a soap solution. Bypass that pipe. It's in a hairpin shape. So you will have to bypass 2 tubes if one pipe is leaking and make a fresh circuit. The second option that we can use is if, for example, the pipe is of 3/8 OD or half OD. So you have to go 1 gauge lower. In half, you can use a 3/8 pipe, or in 3/8, you can use a 7 mm pipe and open the U-band and insert a smaller OD pipe and close the leak. This is the best way to do, and the performance just reduces by around 10% or something. Or you can, we usually get complaints that the coils are leaking from the non-brazing side, that is the fine bend side. In that case, we recommend you to cut those fine bends and add U-bands. If not that, you can use brazing rod and simply braze the fine bends. Do not scrape off the coils, because what happens is you use a portable torch on site and those surrounding pipes start leaking everywhere, and the damage is already done, and then you bring it to the manufacturer to say that the coil is leaking and we don't know what to do about it. So, and then there is no option remaining, but then you have to go for a new coil. Now, how do you measure a coil? First, you measure the coil from fin to fin. You take the fin to fin height and you take the fin to fin length. Majorly, if you ask any local manufacturer, they have the diagram of set brands like Blue Star, Carrier, Voltas. If you ask me, can you make a 7.5 tonner coil for me, or a 8.5 tonner Blue Star, or a 11 tonner, 16 tonner, 7 tonner? Those ductable unit or split unit coils are very easy, and they have a set diagram. So for that, we do not ask for a sample or any kind of diagram. But what happens when the coil is an odd coil, the measurement of the coil is very, very important. You have to measure the coil correctly. Otherwise, there is a lot of problems on site. You are not able to fit the coil. The coil is undersized or oversized. So how do you measure a coil? You measure the coil with the fin height and the fin length first. Then you measure the coil from end plate to end plate. End plate to end plate height, end plate to end plate length. Later, you take the depth into consideration. You measure the depth of the coil as shown in the diagram. You give the dimensions in millimeter or inches. Millimeter is preferred because it is more precise. Now, this is a very interesting part where we ask what is the number of rows of the coil. So many people get confused and they count the number of U-bands attached. So they'll say 28, 25. No, this is a 3-row coil. The first picture that shows is a 3-row coil. This is how you measure. You go vertically, 1, 2, 3. Is everybody there with me?
Yes, right here.
Okay, so looking at the second image, can you tell me how many row coil is it? Tricky one. It's a 4-row coil. So you have to measure it vertically. You go downwards as the arrow is shown. Similarly, this is a 3-row coil and the second one is a 4-row coil. Now, how do you measure the headers? You take the measurement tape and you measure it from the bottom of the end plate and you go upwards to the center of the header pipe. Similarly, you measure the inlet and the outlet by keeping the tape horizontally, and usually it's around 6 inches depending upon the requirement. This is the final drawing that is prepared or is expected out of the client. You measure the fin to fin length first, then you give us the overall dimension with the end plates or the side frames, the OD of the pipe. This is a chilled water diagram that I've shown in the presentation. The header pipe OD is also very important, whether it's a 2-inch pipe and what kind of end connection do you want, whether it's a left-hand side circuit or a right-hand side circuit. What kind of casing material do you require, whether it's galvanized, iron, aluminum, SS, copper. Even the fin material and the fin per inch. Do count fin per inch and do mention it in your diagram. Moving on to the malpractices that go around while purchasing a coil. Always ask for material specifications from a manufacturer. What happens is when you ask for 2-3 quotations, you will find a lot of difference between my quotation and another manufacturer's quotation and the third person. Because the copper prices are very high, the material cost itself is very high, and you can cheat a customer by changing the gauge of the pipe. or the fin material. So check the fin material gauge and the copper tubing gauge, whether it's an inner groove pipe, because that also the plain pipes are and groove pipes are way costlier than the plain ones. So in DX type coils, when you buy a DX type coil, make sure the length of the capillary is same as the height of the cooling coil. Many people do cheat by reducing the size of the capillary, and the end customers won't even come to know. So that's where the check needs to be done. Make sure the leak testing is done properly so that there is no hassle on site. Before gas charging, we recommend customer to flush the coil once again with the nitrogen, and thoroughly test the coil for a few hours on site and keep the nitrogen held at 200 to 50 psi, or check it with a soap solution. Always ask for guarantee. Usually any manufacturer will give you a guarantee of say around 1 year or 6 months. So if anything goes wrong, you can catch hold and get the work done, because you are investing in a good quality coil. Make sure you use and spend extra on a good anti-corrosion coat. Anti-corrosion coat can save your coil and it will improve the life of your coil. Moving on to the next topic, that's women in manufacturing. I have twisted the topic a little bit because I don't want to talk about gender biasness or a lot of things have been said already about the injustice that is done to women at work, and the challenges that women face in the any kind of work, especially in India. So I have twisted the topic to entrepreneur in manufacturing because I have not faced any kind of problem as such. I have got tremendous support from my suppliers right from the beginning. The co-manufacturers, they are so nice to me that if I do not have a particular die, I would ask discuss that this is the inquiry and what should I be doing, and they are so supportive and so happy that if you are getting the order, we are very happy. So they are even ready to let go of their orders. So it's that sweet. So the entrepreneur in manufacturing is the topic. I would start this topic by asking a simple question: is what is that one quality which makes a woman a successful entrepreneur? What is that one quality, according to you, which makes a woman a successful entrepreneur?
Hello, I'm Ashutosh here. I believe women leaders that I've had the pleasure to work with have this tremendous ability to work with empathy in any sort of circumstances, even in the cases of too much adversities. They do not leave their empathy while dealing with people. So
right. Somebody else has written, oh, Nisha, hi. Perseverance, multitasking. Good ones. This is me 7 years ago. This was my actual situation when I started. I'm the second generation entrepreneur, but I had nobody to help me or guide me because my father passed away, and I had to take over the business in those tough times. So I had no knowledge how to speak to a laborer. I would actually prepare myself a day prior that what will I tell him the next day that he would listen to me. And I was very young and they were all experienced and would say, this is the way we work. And we are not going to change our style of working just because you have entered and as a new person. And it's very difficult to actually address to a woman. I think most of the women will agree. So, but I realized that I was losing myself somewhere, because even if the die punches were broken or anything, and smallest problem would have occurred, I would try to intervene and अरे इसके ऑर्डर का क्या हुआ, अरे ये सप्लायर का माल आया कि नहीं, अच्छा वो डाई रिपेयर होके आई है कि नहीं, okay, I will go personally, I will do the surface grinding of the coil, I will go to Nagdevi Street if the spring is broken and I will get it fixed, and I will stand till the die is running and there is proper finishing, then check. So I started losing myself somewhere, and when my daughter was born, I had gone completely haywire, and to be very honest, I started losing the work more, because I was not good enough. I was not competent enough. I said, this is not happening. I need to make something. The customers would demand to speak to me, and I was on a 2-month leave. They would say, we will not place the order until and unless we get to speak to her and we get the assurance that, and it was very difficult for me to, keep up with everything coming together. I started building systems. I started building systems in such a way that the organization should work independent of me. If I'm holidaying, I should not be receiving calls that Baba, falane ka kya ho gaya, kyun nahi aaya hai. So a good and an efficient entrepreneur, a successful entrepreneur is the one, according to me, the one who can run the organization in the absence very efficiently. This is a very famous image, actually. I think most of you must have seen. It was shared by Mr. Anand Mahindra in one of his tweets. I really appreciate him and follow him. So he had appreciated women. This is actually me versus the co-manufacturers, which are all men. But we do not want to get into this because these challenges are there. हम तो क्रांति लाने आए हैं, तो ये सारी challenges तो होनी ही है. Maybe the next generation will enjoy, and these things will shift to right hand side. So let's not go on what kind of things we do at home and juggle and multitask and come. Everybody does that, right? So these problems are there, but how do you overcome it? How do you manage it is more important. Why are women entrepreneurs skeptical of entering the field of manufacturing? Sadly, if you go to see the statistics, there are only 3% of women in heavy manufacturing industry in India, and 12% in the overall manufacturing sector. Why do you think that women are not entering? And it's very surprising that such a rewarding and profitable industry is not touched upon by women. First thing is dealing with labors. Women do not want to deal with labor because it's a tough job to get work out of them. Dealing with the regulatory authorities like licensing and inspections. Licensing is you need what you say, metal cutting license, work permit. At least in Mumbai, you need. I don't know. I'm not sure everywhere. And shop and establishment. I remember going and doing that all by myself. Inspections that happen, the constant checks that happen in the industrial premises, whether there's the smallest of things, whether you have kept a fire extinguisher, the electrical wiring is proper. So constantly there are people coming. Even during COVID situation, there's BMC coming and checking whether the protocols are followed, whether everyone is wearing a mask. They come twice in a week. So it's quite difficult to work in such a situation. Dealing with unpolite customers. As you all know, to be in this field, you need to be a little thick-skinned because the workers are the customers are very unpolite and they are little to the point as compared to women. So dealing with that kind of people is also a challenge. There is no maternity leave that happens in MNCs also. Lack of practical training. If you go to see abroad, you will see there are several levels of training that is given to women who are into manufacturing industry. But in India, there is no such training given. You will see several women brazers and press operators, and it's amazing to see women doing that kind of job because it's a highly paying job. Handling dies and machineries, like I said before, handling and taking care of the machinery, investing in machinery, making a huge investment. Whether if you want to shift and go for a larger scale, will I get funds? Will the investor be ready to invest in my company? That is a big question mark today. What made me sail through the manufacturing industry? A competent product. Now, I remember me going to customer's office and the client's office, and I did not know what to speak, what to tell, how to convince the client to buy my coils. How was I different from someone else? I worked really hard to make a flawless product and kept asking for feedbacks कि भैया coil बराबर से बैठा है कि नहीं unit में, कोई problem तो नहीं आया, did you get the temperature, was the performance okay? So taking constant feedbacks really help gaining the customer confidence and their trust. Second is constant quality checks at every level. What happens is when you don't keep a quality check, there is blame game when there is an error. अरे तूने किया, अरे नहीं मैंने नहीं किया, इसने किया, and then you don't know whom to catch hold of. So constant quality check at every level is something what I strictly recommend. Teamwork. You have a good team, you win. You can achieve anything. Support from the co-manufacturers, suppliers, and clients. A constant feedback from the clients. Not giving up attitude. I have fallen so many times. I cannot tell you. I have fallen, I have got up. I have fallen and got up. So, but once you start running, there should be no looking back, according to me. Failures is something, failing is very important. Failure will only make you reach, will give you success, will make you reach to a higher level. My husband, I'll just give a simple example. He failed his 11th standard and he's repeater because he failed in maths, and today he's a chartered accountant. Then my daughter, when she's not studying, she's a 6-year-old and she throws tantrums to do her homework. He tells me, just let her fail. If you fail, you learn, and you learn the harder way. So failing is very important. I learned it pretty late in my life. My life was very smooth when my father was around, but now I also learned a hard way. So it is sheer hard work and perseverance, like Nisha also said, which is required for a person to succeed and keep up with the competition in the market. Today, I can say that I'm at a very good position, and everybody is happy dealing with our company. Ready to learn, and it's okay to fail sometimes. Learning is very important. Learning at every stage, upgrading your knowledge is very important. Investing in good dies and machineries. We set up target. We think that this year we will set up a target of 15% turnover. So we try to achieve that. We also plan कि भैया ये machineries में हम invest करेंगे. This is the latest thing that we would like to introduce this year. and we try to bring those machineries to our shop floor. Spending a lot of time on shop floor also helps you learn a lot about your product. So I highly recommend that. In COVID situation, we've been making coils for mortuary and COVID related equipments, and we've been working constantly in 2 shifts to give the client a fast service. uh, the oxygen gases, if you must have seen in the news, was not available in Mumbai for a certain period of time. And oxygen is the most important thing that we need to run the factory, because the brazing, major part of brazing is done via oxygen, and you just go handicapped without oxygen. So my people were calling up the agency, the gas agency, and they said, we are not going to provide it because we've been told not to give to the industrial premises. So, and then they stopped answering our calls, and I had the letter of my client stating that we fall under medical equipment, so we can work and you can ask for the oxygen nitrogen. I remember I got awarded lately for being the shoemaker, and I clicked a picture. We get these trophies actually via post, because during pandemic I won two trophies. So I post, and in the afternoon I clicked a picture inside a truck showing my husband, this is Instagram versus reality. I'm inside a truck with the oxygen cylinder, because the gas agency is denying to give me oxygen, and these all these coils are very important, and they need to reach to the client as fast as possible. And they were taken aback. Okay, how have you reached here? I said I came inside a sitting in a tempo, and better give me oxygen now. So they did help me, and they said, don't come next time. We will supply it to you. So that's the advantage of being a woman. You can get things done. So when you have to be at the ground level, you have to got to do those things, is what I mean to say. These are the awards and recognition. The first one is my favorite, Official Humans of Bombay. Everybody keeps asking me how I get so much of media attention. So I'll be very honest with you. I was sitting with my secretary, and we both follow this page, Humans of Bombay. And I said, you are a good writer, because I have a habit of writing in a small diary, small thoughts and everything. So she said, why don't you just write to them about yourself? And I remember Father's Day was approaching, and I wrote a small gist about my relationship with my father. And they were so happy, and I had not expected them to call me. I had just written and chhod diya, chalo. But they called me, and they said, we would like to take your interview. And they called me, and they took my write-up. And the day before they were going to post it, they said, okay, now we are going live, and we are going to post your article tomorrow. I said, no, that's not happening, because I'm a very private person, and I don't like that much of an attention. They said, the owner of the page, Ms. Karishma Mehta, she was on conference, and she said, Sheetal, believe me, your life is going to change after this. I said, okay. And then somehow they convinced me, and it got posted, and the kind of response I got from this was superb, unimaginable. Then later things started following up, and then people called me for the Your Story. Your Story is again a Bangalore-based, very good online portal for business entrepreneurs. Then happened the Economic Times and India Mart on Women's Day. The very special one is the Wings one, because it's the first ever ISHRE magazine. I was very thankful. Actually, I remember Nivedita ma'am calling me and telling me, okay, Sheetal, give a write-up. We are going to put it up for our online magazine. And I said, okay. I was very happy, and I sent it to her. And then when it got published, I messaged her, thank you. She said, don't thank me. Thank Deepa ma'am and Nisha and the entire team. I have not done anything. And she said one very nice thing is that if I have raised you, if someone has raised you today, you make sure you raise someone else in future. So this is since this is a woman in ISHRE webinar, I would like to say that the kind of team that the woman in ISHRE is, it's super. I mean, where will you see so much of love? A woman lifting woman. Nobody is jealous of each other. Aditi, I remember you messaging on every achievement post that I put on the net. You always write something or the other. I know it's not required, but you always do it. So I was very happy when you became the president. So it's so vice versa. These two trophies that I got, I got it during the pandemic. It's by Industrial Product Finder magazine, which displays all the industrial products, and Shoemaker is a very nice initiative for encouraging women in heavy industry. So that initiative I really support because I want more and more women to join the manufacturing industry. Finally, buy women-owned products because a little bit of encouragement and a little bit of a push. If you give, you must be buying biodegradable organic products because now you have become very aware about the hazard to the society. I would also like to stress upon buying women-owned products because that will also change the way the women are looked upon. Thank you. This comes to the end of my webinar.
That's great. Thank you so much. We have been trying to get you on board for so long, and finally we had the opportunity to get you in Ahmedabad chapter.
Aditi, I must thank you because I was so scared and I have been avoiding everyone possible. And I've done this just for you too.
Thank you so much. It means a lot. We would just take few questions. If anybody has any, you can post your questions in the chat box. I guess we do not have any questions, but it was a wonderful session, and the basics of coils that you presented during the starting of the session was really good. I guess we have one question. I will just ask Salau Flavian to speak. Yes.
Yes, we do make coils in 5/8 OD. Also, we have. You can send me the specifications. We'll look into it.
Hello.
Hi, Kevin.
Good morning. My name is Kevin from Aeromax.
Hi.
So I heard people do make 5/8 coil also, but it's very rare they use it. And they are coming down to half-inch dia coil. So just wanted to know why is it like that, and what's the difference between 5/8 and half?
Okay. Okay. 5/8 OD coils were used before in air handling units, and yes, we in this question. Coming back to Flavian's question, to save the cost, and there is a lot of space restriction attached. To save the cost, basically, people are moving on from 5/8 OD to half-inch pipes, coils.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Flavian. We have another question from Mr. S.B. Shah. Can you supply SS tube and SS fins coil?
Yes, we do make coils in SS tube, SS fins in half-inch and 3/8 dia. You can send us the inquiries if you have any.
If you could also post your email ID somewhere, maybe in the chat box. So for any
That.
question, maybe they can get in touch with you.
Sure.
Sohini is asking, how do you deal with labor issues in the manufacturing sector?
Now I've become a pro at it. I'm not scared of anything that comes my way. Before, I was the one, trying to adjust and fit in the company, but now I'm really the boss.
But exactly. So how did you get go from being a part of the company to being a leader and someone to look up to in the company? So how was
Yeah. I try to understand their psyche first because they have a particular way of doing things and understanding things. So to get work done out of them is something that I learned in few years of experience. You try to get hold of things because you know more than them. Before it wasn't the case. I did not know more than how much they knew. They knew more about how things worked. So that was a different scenario, and now I have an upper hand because I can guide them how to go about it.
how many years did you actually take from being there to reaching that this level?
It took me more than 7 years actually. For 5 years, I was really struggling very hard, competing and getting work for the factory. To convince the client to give us work was also very difficult. I started with actually small work, any kind of work that came my way. Okay, ye banana hai, chalo bana diya fatafat. My workers would get very wild that why are you taking this kind of work? We are not here to make these. This is not our forte, and it's too easy and it's too cheap to make something like this. I said nothing doing. We need to make whatever that comes our way. And slowly, we started winning the trust of the client, and we have now reached to such a position that we have a good reputation in the market, and we have got very good companies, very good dealers who are ready to place the orders with us, and they are very happy. And our customers are not just a one-time buyer, or so they are there with us for now more than 10 years.
Lovely. I actually also have one more question. So you showed a site, a slide, sorry, about if you have a leakage in the coil, you actually put a smaller size pipe. So can you elaborate more on that?
Okay. So if the pipe or particular pipe is leaking, say in a 3/8 OD coil, what do? You add nitrogen to the coil, then you dip it in the tank and you find out, you make a marking that chalo yahan pe leak hai. So you open the U band and you insert a smaller OD pipe, say it as 8 mm or a quarter inch pipe is what usually is there in every workshop. So use a quarter inch pipe, cut it as per the length of the coil. You then flare that pipe and close the mouth with the brazing rod, and then you attach the U band. That's how the leak is closed. There are several videos also on YouTube on how to insert the pipe when it's leaking. And what happens is if you use a portable torch on site and you scrape off the fins, it really damages the coil completely. Everything starts leaking. All the pipes will start leaking eventually. So
We experienced that, so that's why
I know.
Yes, that was good insight.
Yeah, or you can bypass that pipe completely. Just leave the pipe as it is, and you can change the circuit.
So what is the
Also,
difference?
it does affect the efficiency by 25% because you are deleting 2 pipes from out of the coil. But when it's a bigger coil, so there you save on a lot of cost. I remember a person had called me from Gandhidham. His name was Ratik Patel or something. He found me via some online portal. He told me that the pipes have been stolen from the non-operational unit, and it was a bigger tonnage work. There were several, I think 16 TR and 40, 50 TR setup was there, and he said, I'm going to send you the coils via my car from Ahmedabad, and you prepare it and give it to me. So we guided him. I said, you need not do that because it's quite an expense and it's a very easy thing to do. So I guided him that how do you make the capillary pipes? How do you cut them? How do you attach it with the distributor? How do you brace the header pipe? And he was so happy. He kept calling me every day that this is where I have reached and what should I do next? How should I test the coil? He was very happy and eventually all the coils were repaired. So this is also one more problem that many AC companies face, where the headers just gets robbed from the site.
Yeah. That happens. That
Yeah, and then now the copper prices are so high, we will see that problem occurring more and
So
more.
even like being a contractor, when we be careful about if there's no lock and key room in the site, we do not usually send the material there at the site, because a lot of times it has happened in the past as well that it gets stolen.
Right.
So,
Even from the ATM machines, I've heard the coil just going complete units just get
yeah.
stolen.
We have another question from Nisha. She's asking that the past year has been particularly difficult for all entrepreneurs, especially more so in the manufacturing sector, with the uptrend of raw materials, reduced opportunities, and uncertainty. Would be happy to hear from you about how did you handle these challenges.
Nisha, it's a very nice question. I must say that the past year has been very challenging for all the manufacturers, and there is a rise in the raw material pricing. Also, the copper is almost reached 1,000 rupees per kg, 950 to be very precise, and aluminum is around 350 rupees. So in this situation, quoting the client and explaining them that the client will say, you have given the quotation 1 month back, and there you had quoted 2,50,000, and today you are quoting 3,50,000. Why is there so much of difference? And the kind of explanation we have to give every client is very, very challenging. And especially when half of the commercial units are shut, the malls not working, the theaters are shut, so hotels are partly working, partially working. So people are the kind of orders from HVAC is less, but I have been very lucky because I have never, discouraged any small order. That has really worked in my favor in today's time. Never discourage a small order, because you do not know that person might give a bigger order in future, and that's what has happened with me in the COVID times. There is a pharmaceutical equipment manufacturer who places orders of coils. He started placing orders with only 5 coils, and he was very, very tough person to deal with. But today his turnover has reached by more than 100 times, and we've been dealing with that kind of volume now. So I've been very fortunate in COVID situation. I do not want to say that because I know it's been a tough year for everyone, but not for me. It's been a very, very good year for me, and the work is also very good. The kind of orders we are getting, we are really enjoying the work in our factory.
That's what I'm happy to hear somebody say this during this time. But did you also have faced challenges while since you've committed in the past for few orders, and if the customer has not taken any delivery till date, do you actually increase the rates and then or go back on a commitment, or do you
No, I am a person of my words, and I stick to my words as much as I can. If the situation, I mean, if there is a huge jump in the prices, then we would request the customer, okay, by please consider a little bit of change in the pricing. But otherwise, it's not difficult. I mean, we do not change the price like that frequently. Ke phone rakha, rate change ho gaya. That's what our copper suppliers tell us, that place the order right now, otherwise the rate will change.
Exactly. Perfect. Do we have any more questions? I guess we are through then.
Thank you so much for having me
It
and
was our pleasure.
helping me fight my fear.
We were so confident that it would be a great session, and it was so nice listening to you and hearing your stories. It was very inspiring. We would definitely want you to come back to Ahmedabad chapter later and maybe do a physical event for sure in the future. But thank you so much for taking out time and being here. It was
Much for
amazing
having me.
having you here.
Thank you, Aditi. And Aditi, congratulations once again for being the president. I have also
Oh, thank you.
congratulated
Means
you
a lot. Thank you.
enough one-on-one. So congratulations once again.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Shikha. Thank you very much for having me. Lovely talking and a lovely session. Really enjoyed myself. Thank you for
Yes,
being a
thanks
lovely
for encouraging. Yes.
Thank
And
you.
as you started by saying that it's going to be positive, we really felt it was a great positive boost for all the women to take the harder path and be successful in that. So yeah, thank you so much.
Nivedita ma'am, Nisha, if you could just on your camera, Sohini, so we can just click a quick picture. Oh, Deepa ma'am is also there. I'll just promote her to panelist.
Thank you, Avdesh.
Guys, you can quickly switch on your camera for a minute. We can just click a quick picture. Thank you. Hi, Gaurang bhai.
Your mic is on mute, Mr. Gaura.
It was really wonderful session, and like I definitely it will be very inspiring to a lot of women working for the engineering field.
Thank you so much.
Devana ma'am, if you can switch on your camera. Deepa ma'am, could you please do that again? Sohini, I don't know if Nivedita ma'am is there or not. I don't think she's
Deepa
there.
ma'am is here.
Yeah. Hi, nice to see you. So
Hi,
nice seeing you
Nivedita.
guys. Okay, yeah.
Thank you so much for coming and encouraging me, all you lovely ladies. I'm so happy to see you all together. Really feels great.
Great. Thank you so much. Thank you all.
Aditi, I'd like to say
Yes.
something.
Yes, Nivedita, please go on, ma'am.
I really want to thank you to have, encouraged this girl. I've been after her for so long that she's got to do a presentation for Israel. And I really failed in trying to motivate her. And
If you want to give me a
Yes,
call,
she
I'll
can
ask
even
you.
I will come to Thane chapter and speak.
and next time I'm going to meet her and I'm going to spank her actually.
No, I'll tell you what. Next time you want to give me a call, I'll call her and convince her.
Nidita ma'am, to be very honest, no, Ahmedabad is a little special because I am also Gujarati.
Oh, okay. I mean, I'm okay.
A
as far as
major
you
part of
travel.
my childhood is spent in Gujarat, and my mother is actually from a village in Kheda district. So we've had a very simple upbringing in the house.
Any which ways, you finally did this. That is most important for us. I mean, I really want to thank Aditi to get this girl on the ISRO platform. And now she's going to get many, I'm sure.
Exactly, that's what.
Her
Now,
confidence is
she's gonna
also,
keep-
her confidence is boosted. She's done a fabulous job. Really, I mean, I've already posted a few of your pics too in quite a few groups. So
Oh,
you're going to get
ma'am, you've always been so encouraging. I have no words for you. That is why I've made you my mentor.
that was easier.
Let me tell in public, she's my mentor.
And she's
Having a mentor is very important. Right from the day I joined ISRE, my life has honestly changed completely. My outlook towards doing my business and meeting people, networking has changed. So those who are not members of ISRE also, I would like to say join ISRE. It will make a lot of difference.
Thank you so much for that.
all the best, Ahmedabad team.
Thank you. Thank you so much for joining for today's session. Thank you, Sheetal.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Aditi Ben, we miss acknowledge our partner.
Oh yes, I'm so sorry. I would also like to thank our society, our partner, ALC. Thank you for trusting us. Rajendra, can we have the screen? Perfect. Thank you, Aeroflex, for trusting us and during this difficult period. And thank you for being there for us. Thank you, Rajendra, for reminding me that. And
Thank you,
conclude the session.
Sital ma'am. Thank you very much for wonderful
Thank you
session.
for having me. Thank you, Ahmedabad chapter, for putting me on YouTube for the 1 degree challenge. Also, my daughter has actually said that being on YouTube is the ultimate thing. So all these awards, ek taraf, but coming on YouTube is the best thing to happen to me.
Well, then,
So thank you for the 1
I'm going to go on YouTube.
Again,
soon.
you're going to come on 1 degree. I said, how you can say? She just saw the flyer. She could see that this logo is there. So
Oh, wow.
she's also a preacher of a 1 degree challenge.
I'm so happy to hear that. Shailendra was just here. I wish if he could have heard this. But it was Shailendra's baby and brainchild. Yes.
And actually, Sheetal madam support took it to another level, because the kind of the popularity she enjoys across every circle. So when she put her weight behind 1 degree campaign, it really helped this cause a lot. So I would like to thank her once again from the entire team for her support towards this cause.
It's my pleasure. Thank you.
All right. Done. We'll conclude the session then. Yeah. Okay. Bye. Have a good day. See you.
Bye bye.
Thank you all.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.